All right. Hey, this is Coach Steve, and today we're going to do a 9-exercise, 3-round routine. The things that you'll need is somewhere soft to land on the ground. If you don't have a place already, grab yourself some water, a good attitude, and we'll get moving here. We'll do a little warm up in the beginning. Hopefully the sun doesn't take over too much, and we'll do a little cool down at the end. So go ahead and twist that body side to side. Give it a little bit of rotation. Get the ankles involved. Get the hips involved. Warming up the torso. Warming up the ankles. All right, let's put our hands together, reach up, and chop down towards your knee. All right, nice and easy. You're just warming up here. Try to get a little bend in your knee to warm up the lower body a little bit. Extend full length with your arms. Extend the shoulders. Switch, let's go the other side. All right, keep it nice and smooth. And let's roll those shoulders. All right. All right, excellent. We're going to get to it. Our first exercise is going to be fire hydrants. So if you're able to get on the ground on all fours, go ahead and do that. For those of us that are in a space where we cannot get on the ground, we're going to rotate our legs off to the side this way each time to do these fire hydrants. Okay, let's go ahead and get on all fours. All right, from all fours. Oh, don't forget to start your watch if you need to do that. Almost forgot. Whoops. All right, lift the leg up to the side, lower it nice and slow. The slower you lower it down, the more you're going to engage those muscles each time. Come up and bring it down. Remember, if you're standing, that's perfectly fine. And if you need to hold on to something to balance on that one leg, go ahead and do that. Right, keep it nice and smooth. And rest. Okay, we're going to flip over to our back. We're going to do some leg extensions from here. So roll it back. Really drive the lower back into the ground. Put your hands underneath your tailbone just a little bit to tip that tailbone or tip that back into the ground. We're going to bring our knees in and bring them out. So you can do this from a sitting position as well. It's a little bit more difficult. You really need to anchor your upper body down into the chair. But extend those legs and bring them back. Don't forget to breathe. You can go up a little higher if you need it to be a little less intense, but straighten them all the way out. You 15 seconds. And rest. All right, nice work. Let's go ahead and stand up. For this next one, you can make this as intense as you need it. We're going to do a side shuffle in the knee drive. So you're going to shuffle over, outside leg, bring it up. Shuffle it over, outside leg, bring it up. Ready, and go. If you need that option of just walking it out, that's fine too. Do what you need to do. But if you can skip it out, go ahead and skip it out. And rest. All right, we're going to go into plank position next. So wherever you need to do your plank, whether it's off a wall, furniture, off your knees, full plank, go ahead and get into that position. All right, we're going up on our toes and we're doing a saw plank. So we're going to go back and forth. Keep your core nice and tight and pretend like you're a big manual saw and you're cutting a log, moving it back and forth. Keep a nice straight line between your shoulders and your heels. Pull in that belly. Tighten the glutes. If you need a little break, just drop down and come back up. "15 seconds. And rest. All right, excellent job. Let's go back to our feet. All right, we're going to do a fight move next. So go ahead and keep your knees a little limber. All right, we're doing 2 punches out and then extend it all the way over our head and punches straight up. All right, let's go. All right, 10 more seconds. And rest. All right, we're going to do lunges next. So we're going to do 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock lunges. So what does that mean? So we're going to square up our legs. We're going to bring our leg behind and squat down as far as we can and bring it back up. All right, and then go out the other side. Go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you a few options for this one. So if that's too much twisting motion and it throws you off balance, just go ahead and do a back lunge. All right, step it backwards. But if you're able to get that rotation on your body and get those legs at 12 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, really get some good strength building in those hips And if you keep your hands right by your hips, you can really feel those muscles right around your hips engaging as you go side to side. All right, if you need that option of going faster, go ahead and do that. Take this where you need to take it today. We got 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we're gonna do push-ups next. So wherever your happy place is for push-ups, go ahead and go to your happy place. All right. Okay, ready? And go. So remember, keep a nice straight line from wherever you're touching the wall, the ground, from your shoulders all the way to wherever you're touching the ground. So for me right now, my shoulders all the way to my ankles should be a nice straight line. To avoid some injury in your shoulders, keep those elbows close to your body or no more than 45 degrees outside of the plane of where your body is actually in. All right, 15 seconds. All right, and rest. All right, we're gonna flip over. Bend your knees, we're gonna do some bridges. All right, ready? And go. So we're lifting our hips up as far as we can and bringing it down. If you want to make this a little bit harder for yourself, stick one leg up in the air and do your bridge. That'll really have you focus on those hammies, those glutes, that lower back. All right, if you're doing one-legged, you can go ahead and switch. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right. We're on our 9th exercise, which means we are on our last exercise for round number 1. And we're going to do skip lateral lunges. All right. So go ahead and lunge out to the side, give it a hop, lunge it to the other side. All right. If you're unable to, go ahead, just go to a standing position, bring it up. Standing position, bring it out. All right. Remember, if you need to upgrade or downgrade any of these exercises, regress or progress, on the fly, go ahead and do that. Sometimes we think we can do more than we can, and then other times we definitely can do more than we can. It's more often the second one than the first one. All right. 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we're done with round number 1. Go ahead and grab yourself a drink. Get ready for the second round. Think about how you can incorporate one of these exercises throughout your day today. That's always the goal. Keep your body aware that you're going to be moving at different times during the day and to be ready for that movement. Also, as usual, in these in-between times, work on your breath work and think of those things that you're grateful for, even if it's just that you are in front of the screen right now, moving your body. That is a big win for today. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, give yourself thanks for showing up. All right, we're going to start with fire hydrants. Okay, ready? And go. That leg up, bring it down nice and slow. All right, you got this. Again, the slower you bring that leg down, the more that you're going to get out of this exercise. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we're going to do leg extensions next. So bring it in, take it all the way out. All right, we're flipping over to do our leg extensions. So put your hands underneath, a little lower in your tailbone. Sink that lower back into the ground. Bring your knees up, lengthen your legs out, and go. Again, if you need an option of bringing your legs up a little bit higher, that's fine. Always one sustained movement for a whole minute. So if you need to change it up a little bit to last, let's do it. All right, 20 seconds. And rest. Woo. Lateral shuffle, drive it up. All right, ready? And go. Get that outside leg up as high as you can. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we're on the ground for a saw plank next, or wherever you need to do a plank. Take that position. Get up on your toes if you're doing a regular plank. And we're sawing back and forth. Nice and easy, saw it back and forth. Pull in that core, Tighten the glutes. Tighten the legs. Move it back and forth. If you need a little break, drop down to your knees or just stop sawing for a second and start it back up. We got 10 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, we're up on our feet for our fight move. Okay, so go ahead and get those knees a little bouncy. We're doing 2 punches forward, 2 punches up. Ready? And go. Keep those punches snappy so you can get the most muscular endurance out of these. 10 seconds. And rest. All right, so we got our 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock lunges next. So with your legs about hip distance apart, bringing our leg back around, doing a lunge, bringing the other leg back around. Let's go ahead and get started. And again, if that's too much for your balance or too much rotation for your hips, go ahead and just do a reverse lunge. I'd rather you move than take an exercise off. So do what you need to do to make this happen for yourself today. And get a little deeper if you have a little more flexibility. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. Okay, we're doing push-ups next. So go to your happy place for push-ups. Get into position. Take a second, take a deep breath. Ready? And go. Remember, knee push-ups, full push-ups, elevated push-ups, or wall push-ups. Whatever you need today, whatever option you need, take that. Our goal is to make a minute. So, whatever type of push-up you do, let's make it for that whole minute. Keep those elbows tucked. Ten seconds. And rest. All right. We are flipping over for our bridges next. Remember, if you want to do one-legged bridges, that is fine. Challenge yourself a little bit. Otherwise, we're laying on our back, lifting our hips up, pushing through our thighs and bringing it back down. Ready? And go. Don't forget to breathe on this one. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, we got lateral skip lunges last. Or you can do lateral lunges as well. All right, ready? And go. With an option of going as fast as you can, or with an option of just doing our lunges to the right and to the left. Wherever you need to take those, whatever you need to do to make that work for you. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right. We got 1 minute break in between our last two rounds, round 2 and round 3. Grab yourself a drink. Work on your breath work. Shed a layer of clothes if you need to. I'm going to do that. Remember, as we go through this last round, pick that exercise that you feel like you can do a few times during the day today, during the day tomorrow. You know, however long it's going to be until your next time you're doing exercise on the clock. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get into that fire hydrant position. Ready? Last round and go. Bring it down nice and slow. So you're going to get work on the outside of your leg. Those muscles that attach your IT band. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we're flipping over to do our leg extensions. So put your hands underneath, a little lower in your tailbone. Sink that lower back into the ground. Bring your knees up. Lengthen your legs out and go. Again, if you need an option of bringing your legs up a little bit higher, that's fine. Always one sustained movement for a whole minute. So if you need to change it up a little bit to last, let's do it. All right, 20 seconds. And rest. Woo. All right, we are back up to our feet. We're doing our lateral shuffle with the knee drive at the side. So shuffle it over, drive the knee. Shuffle it over, drive the knee. Let's do it. Make sure you're driving that outside knee each time. And rest. Okay, so next we got our saw plank. So whether you're against the wall, piece of furniture, on the ground, go to that position, up on those toes, tuck in the core, push forward and back. Tighten those glutes, tighten that lower back, tighten the core. Keep that nice straight position from your shoulders all the way down to your ankles. You got this, keep it up. Winding it down here. 15 seconds. And rest. Woo. All right, we are up for our fight moves next. So get those legs a little further than hip distance. Fist up, 2 punches forward, 2 punches up. Ready? And go. Keep those knees bouncy. I'm going to make sure that we have some movement in our lower body. Those punches can come from your hips. "15 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, we are off to our push-ups. So, happy place for the push-ups, wherever that is for you for today. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And go. "15 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right. We're flipping over to do our bridges. If you want to go to one-leg bridges, you can. Ready? And lift it up. Push through the thighs. Tighten the glutes, tighten the lower back, bring it down nice and slow, tap and bring it back up. Nice and slow on the down. You can snap it up on the up. Nice and slow coming down. You can switch if you're doing one-legged. And rest. Back up to our feet. Almost done. All right, get those legs a little further in hip distance. We're going to do our 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock lunges next. Get down as deep as you can. You should be able to get a little deeper than you did the first 2 rounds. If you just need to do back lunges, go ahead and do that. Keep it nice and smooth. It's a really good one for the hips. "15 seconds. And rest. All right, our last exercise for today before we stretch it out is our lateral skip lunges or our lateral lunges, whatever works for you for today. Ready? And go. So if you want to skip, just give it a little pop, bring it across. Little pop, bring it over. All right, 20 seconds, then we'll stretch it out. Hopefully you've already premeditated what exercises you're going to do later on today. Even if it's just 1 or 2 repeats of any of these exercises, that will be awesome. All right, go ahead and center yourself. Give yourself some kudos for making it through 3 rounds if you made it through. Let's get our legs a little further in hip distance. Interlock our fingers, stretch it straight up. Push towards the sky, stretch out the arms, stretch out the lats, stretch out the shoulders. Lean it over to one side. Hold it there, really get a good stretch. Back to center, drop it out the other side. All right, come back to center, roll out your shoulders, nice and big. All right, let's go to the ground. Go onto all fours. Go ahead and sit on your heels and stretch your arms out forwards into child's pose. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. A little bit longer than your inhale. Come back up to all fours. Drop your hips, shift your body weight forward, lift the chin up. Stretch out your core, your thighs. Breathe out so you can get into that stretch a little bit more. All right, back to child's pose one more time. If you want to take one arm and shoot it out the side for thread the needle, go ahead and do that. Bring it up, stretch it out, stretch the other arm through. All right, back up to all fours, stretch it forward one more time. All right, bring it back up. Take one more nice deep breath in. And blow it out nice and long. All right, thanks so much for coming today. I really appreciate you being here. If you're watching on a replay, go ahead and click the button down at the bottom so you can get this content as soon as it comes out. This is Coach Steve signing off for today. Let's go. Okay. All right, Mark, a little snafu there.
With what? Snafu with what?
Did you notice?
I saw you were doing something, but I didn't know what the snafu was.
Yeah, the snafu was I got a notice saying you're down to 10%.
Oh.